Hey YouTube, it's Mandak coming at you guys with another haul video. So welcome to haul video number 44, I believe. And like I said last video, this is just strictly going to be called haul. It's not going to be called comic haul or anything, but it is going to be a little bit of comics. I also do have a bunch of Lego sets I want to get to as well. But one thing I forgot to do last video, I believe, that I figured I'd go over this video is what I've been reading this week, or I guess the past couple weeks really. Haven't done a video in a few weeks actually. So anyway, so the stuff I've been reading recently is the Absolute Vision Avengers volumes, volumes 1 and 2. I finished up one just this past weekend, and now I'm on the second volume, and it's really good. It's the beginning of Roger Stern's run on the Avengers, which is pretty cool. I've read obviously the tail end of his Avengers stuff, and I will be also purchasing a epic collection called Heavy Metal that will, I think that's the very last portion of his run. But I've read the Judgment Day and the Under Siege epic collections, which have a lot of his famous acclaimed runs, acclaimed issues of his run. But that's what I'm reading right now. I think volume 2, just so some backstory of kind of where I bought those volumes. I think volume 1 I bought sometime this year at like a store, and it was really hard to find because online it's pretty expensive. So I found it for pretty cheap. And the second volume I think I got for like $5 or something at a store, or $10. So again, kind of got it for cheap. I have a feeling at some point they're going to be made into epic collections. The interesting thing to know though is, which one of those volumes is going to be called like Absolute Vision, the epic collection, because they're 2 volumes and it's like a whole kind of overarching storyline with Vision. So I'm in the second volume, and I've seen like a little bit of stuff that hints at some stuff going on, but haven't really gotten to like the full storyline yet, I guess. So we'll see. Anyone who's curious about it, go check it out. Pretty good stuff for sure. Roger Stern's run is pretty good. So anyway, we'll get into my haul here. So I have some Lego sets and some comics to go over. So in terms of comics, I have stuff from Books A Million, and I've also have an in-stock trades order that I just received today actually, so that's pretty cool. I do have 2 more I believe on the way, so that will probably be saved for another haul. I kind of wanted to cut it here because I didn't want to get too many books to go through, and then it's like, ugh, gotta go through all these books. So anyway, we'll get into it. So the first little trades I got, starting with the stuff I got from Books A Million, is some Star Wars trades. Again, picked this Poe Dameron trade up. I think a few videos ago I talked about how I was reading, I bought the first trade of Poe Dameron at Ollie's, so I was able to get the second trade here. Really cool. This collects issues 8 through 13. And you can see here kind of the art going on. So really chill there. Excited to read this. I like Star Wars stuff, so really cool to get that. Second one here is Poe Dameron Volume 3. So that is issues numbers 7, 14 through 19. And again, same creative team, Charles Soule. And I think there's actually a new artist on this. Yeah, you can kind of tell. So there's that. Back of it. Pretty excited to read this, and obviously I'm not sure how many trades there are of Poe Dameron stuff. This might be the last one. I don't know how long this series ran for, but I doubt it ran more than 19 issues. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Poe Dameron, definitely not one of my favorite characters in the newer trilogy, just because he didn't get a lot of character development, and I don't know, I just didn't really relate with the character, I guess. It's a shame because Oscar Isaac is a great actor, and just feel like he was a little underutilized in the trilogy. So next thing I bought here is something that I bought for pretty cheap, and figured I'd give it a shot. It's X-Men related. The art looks somewhat good. Trying to see whose art this was. I'm sorry, let me see if I can find this. I know Greg Land does covers. Um, Pencils is George Jorge's Ginty. Sorry if I butchered your name there. But anyway, this is Gambit Thieves World. So, issues 1 through 12 of the 2004 series of Gambit. And, I don't know, looks kind of interesting. So I'll give it a shot. I heard it's not the best stuff from Gambit. I mean, obviously, I've heard a lot of his solo series stuff is not good. So we'll give this a shot, and I'll report back if it sucks. Possibly. Maybe not. We'll see. But anyway, got this for $6, which I think is a good deal for a trade like that. So we'll see. So that's that. Next trade I bought here was something that I actually had to make sure I didn't have already. And it's because of just how confusing 2017's event season was. There was, I think 2017 was the year of Secret Empire? Maybe not, maybe it was the year before that. But anyway, 2017 also had what's known as Marvel Legacy and Marvel Generations, which a lot of people at that time were like, what's the difference? Because they kind of were the same thing. I still can't really tell you what the difference was between the two of them. But I did end up buying Marvel Legacy. And what I didn't actually end up having, which I ended up buying, is Marvel Generations. So you can see here that trade. Bought this for $6, which again, is a pretty good deal. Considering this is a pretty thick trade, I would say it's probably about 250 pages. And it has all the Generations one-shots. The only one that I have read here in this collection is the Iron Man Ironheart one. I do have that in single issue, but the rest of them I have not read. So from what I've heard from my friends, a lot of the ones that they've read actually were not bad. So this might be something worth reading at some point, which I'm obviously going to try to read it at some point. What's interesting to note, though, is that this poster is on the front. I actually do own that in a poster, like a huge poster format at my apartment, which I'll probably be putting up in my new apartment once I get moved in there. More information on that probably to come later on once you find out that I'm in a different place. But yeah, so really excited to get this. Really will enjoy reading this. You can kind of see here the back. Let me see if I can flip to one of the covers here and show you kind of what it looks like. Yeah, they don't really show like the ones that are on the back here, but you can kind of see what that looks like. So this is Jean Grey and Phoenix. Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel. So, really cool stuff. Yeah, this is a pretty good deal for $6. I think the reason why it was $6 probably because there's a little dinging on the side here, a little beat up, but I could honestly care less if one of the parts of the spine are a little dinged up. To me, it doesn't really affect my opinion of the book. All right, so speaking of dinged books, we're gonna look at dinged books that aren't dinged at all because they're brand new and I bought them. So this is all my in-stock trade stuff. So like I said, I have 2 more orders coming. Hopefully we'll be here by the next time I film my haul video, which will be 45, I guess. But this order came in today. IST is still really late with their orders. I think I ordered this like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks. So it's crazy how long it's taking, but like, you know, I'm in no rush to read any of this stuff. All this stuff is things that just trying to fill in holes in my collection. So not really too upset about that, but just something to note, I guess. You know, there's people on like Facebook groups that talk about how they get their books like within 3-4 days, and I don't think I've ever gotten books that quickly from in-stock trades. I think it's maybe just where I live, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, just little discussion aside. The first book I got here was Gotham Central Volume 2 by Ed Brubaker and Greg Rucka, with art by Michael Lark, excuse me. So this collects issues. I hate DC volumes sometimes. They don't tell you what collects on the side. Why is it so tough to find what issues 11 through 22? So this book is, I would say, kind of thick. It's $20 cover price, which I think is a pretty good deal for this. So you can get this on in-stock trades for around $11, which I would highly suggest you do so. Obviously, you can try and get the omnibus, which I think is out of print. But this is definitely a good way to get this. You can see here even like DC trying to go after like the more adult market with like the way that this trade dress looks. It looks more like a book than anything, kind of, with like big fonts of the writers and creators and artists on there. So definitely more mature book, I would say. But definitely love Ed Brubaker. Can't speak more about him than I've already had on this channel. But yeah, definitely will be excited to dive into his DC stuff. So I got this. I do have his Catwoman stuff. So I will be reading that at some point. I'm not sure what else at DC that he's really acclaimed for besides these two. But yeah, I think he did Batman as well at some point. But I don't think that's really well collected. Could be wrong. We'll see. But yeah, that's Gotham Central Volume 2. I think I gotta get 2 more volumes, and then I have all the Gotham Central, which I'm really excited to read that. Michael Lark art, can't beat that. So pretty sure he was the artist with Brubaker when he did their Daredevil run. So pretty interesting to see that there. Alright, next book I got here was, again, something by Ed Brubaker. And what I realized is that the second volume of this has been delayed, so not sure when that will be announced or released. But in the meantime, I can probably read this, or maybe wait off and read it later. But this is one thing that I didn't own from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips' collection, which I now have at least the first part of, and that is Sleeper, Book 1. So this collects the first 12 issues of that series. Sorry if you heard a beep in the background, that's the dehumidifier. But this collects the first 12 issues of that series. So there is a second paperback that was supposed to come out, and it got delayed or canceled, and I don't know when Image will be releasing it again, but in the meantime, we'll just have to be happy with this. There is an omnibus or like a oversized hardcover out for this, I think, which I think is super out of print at this point. You know, it's one of those things with Image that like you basically have to jump on it when it gets released. Otherwise, if you wait long enough, it's gonna get out of print, and who knows when it'll get reprinted. Nobody knows. The only oversized hardcover that I have for anything Image is Kill or Be Killed, which is actually sitting upstairs in my bedroom because I want to read it at some point. So we'll see. But everything else I got through paperback, which I'm okay with. I know some people, my friends, will hound me about it because, you know, if you're going to get Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, you got to give an oversized hardcover. Well, I don't have that luxury, so I'll be fine with just these oversized trades, which I'm completely fine with. Again, this is I'm sorry, this is not Image, this is DC. Wow, excuse me. Well, even more reason why it was canceled, because DC can't keep stuff in print, and after this last few weeks with everything going on with DC, I doubt it's going to get any better. So, yeah, so that's that. So, Sleeper, really got this for, this is a pretty good price too online. Cover price on this is $30. So, online you can probably get it for around maybe like $16, $17, which I think is a good deal for a trade paperback this size. So, interesting to note there. Last one I bought was an Epic collection that I just saw got released, and I've been jumping on newly released Epics because a lot of them are stuff that I'm trying to fill holes in my collection for, and they're obviously of characters that I like, so I want to make sure I get them before they go out of print. And this one especially was one I was looking forward to because it kind of fills in a gap in the early parts of Avengers, and that is this Beachhead Earth by you got Roy Thomas, John Buscema, Sal Buscema, and Adams, which I don't know what the who is Adams? Oh my god, how did I screw that up? Neil Adams. I'm surprised because don't they usually put, I think I've usually seen them put like N Adams for Neil Adams. That kind of makes it easier to remember. But yeah, this collects issues numbers 77 through 97 of Avengers, and it has Incredible Hulk number 140. So I kind of see here the back. Vision pounding the hell out of somebody. Don't know who that is. But kind of the other Avengers being like, "Whoa, slow down." But anyway, the end issues of this collection collect all of the Kree Scroll War. So if you're a completist like me, and you knew at some point that Marvel was going to print this epic collection, which this is Volume 5, you would have sold off your Kree Scroll War collection, and bought this instead. But if you don't care about that, which a lot of people don't, some people rag on Roy Thomas's run on Avengers, which I don't, because I really enjoyed it, and it was pretty. A lot of the stuff that happened in his run is very, very much reference to, and kind of reminiscent of what people think of when they think of Avengers, right? So, I definitely got this for a reason, and really excited to have this. Nice to see this old Avengers logo back. I think throughout all these issues, you can see that they kept that logo, and just really, really excited to read this. Obviously, I've read Kree Scroll War, so I might skim it, I might reread it again, we'll see. But I really did enjoy the Kree Scroll War. I think it's it's obviously a lot of continuity-based stuff going on there, but I really enjoyed it, and it'd be cool to kind of fill in the gaps before it. So everything kind of leading up to it, which I think kind of gets referenced to in that book. So, and they couldn't have picked a better cover. I love this cover with Black Panther kind of putting on his mask and everything. You have all the other Avengers standing aside. So really, really unique cover choice there for sure. But yeah, I'm really excited to get that again. $40 cover price, so you're looking at about $22 on IST, which is not too bad. Alright, so that's all the comics. 17 minutes of comics, and I will get into my Legos. So, this first set I bought here was on sale at Books A Million. I found it, and I bought it because there are minifigures that technically I don't own, and it's a little silly set to have. This was kind of Lego's attempt to make microfighters for the Marvel sets, and that is the Marvel superheroes Mighty Micros Star-Lord versus Nebula. So you can kind of see here they tried doing like a little ship with Star-Lord and a little ship with Nebula. Why they are cars is beyond me. That's a little interesting choice, I guess. But most of the reason why I bought these was obviously the minifigures, and you can also see here it looks like a printed tile. I really hope it is printed, of the cassette tape. So that's really cool to get that. You can kind of see here on the back the other ones that they were selling at the time, which were Spider-Man and Sandman, looks like, Thor and Loki. So, yeah, I remember seeing these at the store, never bought them, because the minifigures don't have full legs. They're like half legs, like kids. But you can always change those out if you have similar colors in your collection, which I probably do. I probably do and will do. But yeah, it's kind of cool. $7. What are you gonna do? So I'll build that. Star-Lord figure's pretty cool in that too. Next set I bought was at Target last weekend, and I bought it because it's on sale, and I've been looking at it for a while, and I'm like, you know what? I don't really jump for a lot of Creator 3-in-1 sets, but this one I thought was pretty cool just because of the primary build shown on the set box, and that is the Lego 3-in-1 Deep Sea Creatures. So you can see here you have a shark, a crab, and some seaweed. That shark build is pretty cool, so I bought it. This originally goes for $15. I got it for around $12, so $3 off, not too bad. You can also do an anglerfish and a octopus if you want. So yeah, I'll be probably building this. I might keep the shark build around for a little bit, and then might end up scrapping this stuff for parts, but we'll see. That's normally what I do with a lot of my creator sets, to be honest, which I don't really feel too bad about. So alright, next set I bought here was one that I bought at Target as well, and again, it's one of those themes from Lego that has eventually come and gone. Sadly, only after I think 2 waves of sets, which is really unfortunate to see. But that is Lego Hidden Side. So I actually bought one set a few months ago, and this one I bought because it was $16 or $15, and some pretty cool colors on here. You see here the front of the box looks a little interesting, but on the back you can kind of see what the set looks like in full. Really cool coloring there with like that bluish periwinkle, like kind of like, I don't know what type of blue that is, but it's definitely not one I have a lot of in my collection, which that's why I bought it. You also have a pretty good selection of minifigures in here, so we'll definitely be finding some use for those guys. But yeah, if you're at your local Walmart or Target, definitely see and check to see the hidden side sets. Since the brand, or since the theme has been discontinued, you're probably gonna see a lot of them for sale. So I would definitely jump on them quick before they get taken off the shelves forever. For me, I'm mostly gonna use that set for parts. I'm definitely gonna build it and, you know, keep it displayed for a little bit, but eventually it's just gonna get torn down and used for parts. So that's kind of why I bought it. But what are you gonna do? So, all right, getting to the meat here. We have two big sets, which I'm really excited to talk about. The first one here I bought on Lego.com, and I bought it because they were doing a promotion, double VIP points for it. So I was like, yes, gotta get this. And it was one that I had on my radar for ever since it was announced and shown, because I was like, I missed out on the first one of these, and I really want to get it. And it looks awesome. And it's really gonna be something cool to display next to all my other sets, and that is the Lego Avengers Tower Battle. So story with this, not really a story, but I missed out on the 2015 version of this set, which came out with the release of Avengers Age of Ultron. This one obviously is not based off of that. It's based off of, I'm pretty sure these sets are based off of the video game. I could be wrong. It could just be like a Lego universe thing that they're trying to do just to keep sets coming out, because there's no movies coming out this year, obviously, for Avengers or any Marvel property for that matter. Yeah, this is really cool to see, and just a really great build. You can see here on the back kind of what it looks like, all different rooms. Really do appreciate Lego actually making the Avengers A out of Lego pieces. I think that's such a great aesthetic choice versus just slapping a sticker up there and calling it a day. And just great minifigure choice, right? You have Iron Man, two minifigures here, Black Widow, Red Skull, and some more AIM agents, which at this point I have a shit ton of those guys, so definitely will be having like a little mini army of AIM agents for sure. So yeah, this cost me $90, which again is the price on Lego.com, but again got double VIP points, which I think has actually been discontinued at this point. It could still be going on, but I doubt it. But yeah, this set is pretty big. The box is huge, so definitely we'll be trying to build this at some point. Yeah, really excited to pick that up. This might be the most expensive Avengers set I pick up with this wave. I don't intend on buying the helicarrier, just because it looks downright awful. You know, part of me kind of wants to get it for the Captain Marvel minifigure, but I can't justify spending $120 on a set that I absolutely hate just for one minifigure. It's not worth it to me. So yeah, this set is really cool. It's displayable. It's gonna look nice on the shelf. I mean, it's just, yeah, that's why I bought it mostly. But the building experience, the minifigures in this one are definitely better for the price. So all right, the last set I bought here was one that on Monday I didn't even know existed until I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace. I saw this set show up on my feed, and I'm like, clicked on it. It was sealed, not opened, you know, factory bought, whatever they said out on it. It looked a little sketchy, the listing. But I ended up buying it because the set's originally $100. The person was selling it for $90. I asked them for $80. And they actually drove it over to my house, dropped it off, and I gave them the money. I dropped the money off on the front porch. They grabbed the money left, and they dropped me off the set. So not only did I get him down 10 more bucks, he also dropped it off for me for free. So awesome. Didn't have to drive out and do anything. It was like on Monday night at like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, which was kind of interesting, but whatever. Oh, and also for you people that are concerned about COVID and exchanging stuff, I actually left this this box out on the front step or front chair of our house for 2 days to let it you know, air out or whatever. So no worries there with that. I'm totally aware of all this stuff, and I definitely made sure I make sure it was all clean and stuff before I touched it. So yeah, so that set is the Lego Yoda UCS set. So this is probably my first, what you would consider, I don't know if this is even, I don't know if it's really considered UCS, I guess it could be. I mean, it has a plate, I don't know. Someone can tell me in the comments, but if it is, this is my first Lego UCS set. And honestly, when this first came out, it was not something I'm like, I need to go out and buy right away. To be honest, Yoda is not really my favorite character. But that being said, I did like this set, and I told myself I would buy it if I could get it for cheaper than $100. And I got it for 20 bucks, cheaper than $100 at $80, which I think is a good deal for this. I picked it up because for something like this, I could see this only lasting another probably 6 months to a year before being discontinued. And you know, this is again something that I can build, put up on the shelf, and it's gonna be really cool to display and show to people. You know, so I'm really excited to have this. As anyone who's a Lego fan would know, back in like the early 2000s, they did a Lego like buildable Yoda character just like this, but it was a lot worse. You can look it up online, and it looked a lot creepier than this. This one is definitely a huge upgrade. You can kind of see the way it's built here, but yeah, this is obviously based more off of the Episode 3 version of Yoda. You can obviously see with the background being the Chancellor Palpatine's or Emperor Palpatine's like room in the Senate during Episode 3. But yeah, really excited. Sorry about that beep. Really excited to build this, and we'll definitely be having this on display at my new apartment. I may end up saving this set to build at my new apartment because it's just too big. I don't want to have to build something and then have to transport it up there. So we'll see. But that is my haul, guys. 27 minutes of Legos and comics to go over. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, I'll be doing another haul video. The next haul video might be more comics than Legos, but then again, I didn't anticipate getting all these Lego sets at all. So we'll see. So anyway, guys, hope you're having a great week, and I'll see you later. Peace.